Joining me now, Congressman Khanna, who's a member of the House Oversight Committee. Glad to have you with us today, Congressman. The White House is saying that they will not cooperate, as you know. So I got to ask the question, what are Democrats going to do about it?
Well, we're going to move forward. And Lindsey Graham's clip in the Clinton impeachment hearing is worth watching. He stood up and he said that in Nixon's case, one of the articles of impeachment was the White House refusing to cooperate with Congress, that was uncalled for, it was unconstitutional. And so where is the outrage from people like Lindsey Graham today? But we're going to move forward. The Judiciary Committee is going to move forward. And as Speaker Pelosi has said, the president is doing himself no favors by this kind of obstruction.
So what does it mean you're going to move forward? Is there a timeline you have in place, in mind? Are there witnesses you're looking to hear from, even more so than the subpoenas that have already been issued?
Well, we're going to try to get to the bottom of this by interviewing the ambassadors who were involved in the president's abuse of office and trying to get Ukraine to investigate Vice President Biden. We're going to continue to ask who at the State Department knew. But ultimately, this is going to go to the Judiciary Committee. Jerry Nadler is going to draw up articles. A majority of the country now favors impeachment. And I expect that the House, before the end of the year, will have a vote on impeachment. Are
you limiting it, the whole inquiry in your mind, to the Ukrainian call? Or are you talking about this could be more expansive as the evidence comes in?
It will be more expansive. A lot of the committees have documented obstruction of justice and other abuses of this administration. But I think what has tipped the scale, what has been the final straw, is the president admitting on national television that he's asking foreign leaders to investigate his political rivals. And people are asking, if we don't do something now, are we setting a precedent that any politician can ask foreign leaders to intervene and to dig up dirt against their rivals?
Now, speaking of, the precedent that was set, the president did fight the Mueller investigation every step of the way, and he saw the outcome in his mind as a win. He even said that he was exonerated, to use his own words. Have you learned any lessons from the president's handling of that?
Well, he hasn't learned any lessons because the whole Mueller investigation was about interference, and now we know that he's continuing to try to get foreign countries to interfere. I guess the lesson we've learned is that we have to act as a House. We tried every way, bending over backwards, to have the White House cooperate. They haven't. I now expect that the Judiciary Committee will act on articles of impeachment. It's not a positive thing for this country. Impeachment is a process that is very, very divisive. But he's left the Judiciary Committee and the Speaker with really no choice.
Well, one of the choices that she seems to be exercising right now, Speaker Pelosi, is not to exercise and hold a full House vote on the impeachment inquiry. She's telling the Atlanta Journal-Constitution on Friday that if we want to do it, we'll do it. If we don't, we don't. But we're certainly not going to do it because of the president. So tell me, Congressman, what is the downside? Why not just hold the vote and take away one of the president's newest excuses for stonewalling you?
Well, the president would just have a different excuse. It has nothing to do with whether we have a vote or not. This president has been obstinate in not cooperating with Congress his entire administration. He hasn't allowed people to cooperate with subpoenas. The reality is the precedent is very clear in the House. The Judiciary Chair has the power, along with the Speaker, to open an impeachment inquiry. They've done that in the case of judges and numerous other instances. And when it comes to actual impeachment, we are going to have a vote. I think the Speaker wants us to have that vote once we've made the whole case, so that members can cast that vote after we've had a chance to make the case to the public.
Well, it's one of the drawbacks of the reasons the House is not going to hold a vote, because it might open up the opportunity for Republicans to have subpoena power. I mean, is that part of the calculation for anyone here?
It really isn't. That is not the calculation. The calculation is the Speaker wants members to go on the record once after a full case has been made, after we have collected whatever evidence we can. And I think that's very reasonable. I mean, members of Congress will go on the record when the articles are referred, and that's what the Speaker's saying. But we're not going to do it prematurely, and we're not going to do it on the president's timeline, especially when the House rules are very clear that the chair of the Judiciary can start this inquiry.
Congressman, thank you for your time.